trophies. They're pouring out from schools ascending to new heights at the same time and finding the other guy standing in the way of their ultimate goal. It's time to find out who's going to get run over this time. Welcome to the home of the Florida Gators, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, better known as the Swamp. As we'll see, the number 13 team in the country, the Tennessee Volunteers, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Gators will kick it away to start. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Snap to the back, finding open areas. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain. Guys, let's take a minute here and look big picture for Tennessee. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top 2 teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these 2 teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
They get him out of bounds, couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Finds his tight end. Breaks a tackle, and he's got room. The Wildcat created an alley, picked up a few. Still some work to do for the first down.
And watch the offensive line here. They all block run. Because they're blocking run, the quarterback decides, oh, I got a favorable matchup. He dumps it out to the right, makes the right read, gets a nice positive gain.
Gives it to the back on the draw. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a backbreaker if you're the offensive coordinator, because on the first down, you ran the ball, had a really nice gain. Short yardage situation, you just get completely blown up, and now you're having to probably dial up a throw on third down. You need more consistency from the guys up front.
This crowd unhinged, trying to make sure the Gators don't back down on third down. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Wide open downfield. Offenses gain momentum with third down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25.
And it's on third downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. These two, which have so much cross-pollination and legendary games in their history, first played in 1916 with the Vols blanking the Gators in Florida. Tennessee actually won the first 10 meetings, with Florida not getting a W in the series until 1954.
And there was a period of time, Reese, in this rivalry that the game not only had SEC championship implications, but national championship implications too. You think back to the heyday of this rivalry in the late 90s. Danny Werfel going up against Peyton Manning. We played the Vols, and we had games that were won in overtime. We had games that went down to 2-minute drives. There was so much NFL talent on the field, and it was such a competitive and physical game every single year.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. The defense is there, and a great job to keep him from getting to that first down marker. He's hard to get a handle on. It'll be 4th and short. From the gun. Flushed out of the pocket. Deep shot for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Long pass on 4th down is to no avail.
And listen, I have no problem being aggressive on 4th down, but the consequences of that, now you got to have your defense go bail you out. So you started the game trying to be aggressive. Well, defense, you got to get my back now.
The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. Able to pick up a couple before he's dragged down at the 19. The Gators will hustle to the line.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you've got to be prepared.
And they pick up just a few on that completion.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Gators line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. He might want another play. In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. Oh, it's a fumble. The offense somehow fell on. Retain possession. And the Gators getting set on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. They get to him as he throws. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete. Now, I know you two never faced off against each other in an actual rivalry game other than the Thanksgiving morning turkey bowl. But knowing you two the way I do and the way you know each other, Jesse, what would you have done to try to throw Pollock off a little bit on a stage like this?
In our opening 10-play script, I would have had David Pollock cut blocked, maybe even double-team high-low, chop blocked on every single play early.
Which is illegal, you bum. That's fine. But that's fine. You know what? I guess in retaliation to that, we would have just roughed the passer over and over, taking the 15-yard penalty. That's what's fun about this, Reese. It's petty. It's sometimes it crosses the line of dirty, but that's why rivalries are so fun.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on 3rd down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
And he couldn't get rid of the football. Tried to buy a little time and then finally just said, well, let's run another play. I'll tell you who was happy to see that quarterback leave the pocket. The defense gave them a straight line run right at it.
Yeah, and you want to make him move off of his spot and not feel comfortable, and then you got to run him down. And the defense did a great job. Once he left the pocket, they saw it, they exploded, kept him inside, actually didn't let him get too far outside, and got the big sack.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose, and I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really be physical, because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
He slings it deep to the left. Another incompletion on third down.
I want to give a shout out to the defense there on third down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on third down. Really nice job getting back into that zone and making sure that ball falls incomplete.
On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. He was working his way on the return toward midfield. They'll stop him at the 46. First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Oops, someone moved a little bit early. Offense going to pick up a 5-yard penalty. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. He wants to throw it. That's caught. It's Welch. Knocked down for the tackle. And the Volunteers want to pick up the tempo. They'll go up top on 2nd and short. He's going to fire deep. Catch and stride inside the 15. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. On the direct snap, it's John. Pressure coming. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. Start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. D looks as if they're about to bring the heat. Direct snap. Fires to the tight end. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
A 3rd and goal, and this defense feeling energy from the crowd. From the gun, wants to pass. He was thinking touchdown on the scramble, but they're able to stop him short of the end zone. The offense didn't even glance to the sidelines. They'll stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll immediately call timeout.
Timeout, Tennessee.
And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. march right down the boulevard. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. He lobs one high down the left side. Pulls it in down the sideline. And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down.
And this offense showing off the explosiveness, the big play down the field. This is so big because what it makes defenses do to react now. Now you scare them. Now you make them drop back a little bit. So that big passing play opens up this whole offense.
The Gators want to move quickly.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to...
And it's picked off at the goal line. That's a way to make a stand.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His third interception on the season just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area.
Oh, he's got some space. Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down. New set of downs after the completion.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Got rid of it just in time.
A really good job by the defense. They got to understand that boy can fly. So when he gets outside the pocket, I got to make sure I'm ready to go get him. You can tell he's still being a passer. He wanted to throw the football. Nice job closing under control, getting a hit on the quarterback, and affecting the throw.
Looking to fire. Here's a heat. Gonna try to get it himself. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
You could clearly tell that he wanted to throw the football. He wanted to go through the air and make a big play. Defense does a great job corralling him, getting some pressure, and most importantly, getting him on the ground.
The noise is deafening, trying to make sure only the Gators get out of the swamp on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got him. And he gets it done on third down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided, on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
Wants to go up top on first down. Using his legs to buy some time. That's reeled in. It's Welsh. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down.
This offense is clicking, and clearly everything is working. The offensive coordinator's calling good plays. The quarterback and his unit is executing. And this defense right now, they have no answers.
Rushes on him. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He'll get it inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39 before he goes out of bounds. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Motion from the back. On the snap, it's Welch. dances away from the pressure going to his left. It's incomplete. They've been waiting to run that one. They couldn't quite pull it off. It's third down.
In most instances, I would say really, really nice decision by the quarterback. But when you've got speed like this guy has, I think he'd sometimes, instead of throwing it away, would like to see him take off and see if he can go make something with his feet.
The Volunteers come to the line on third and short, looking to keep the drive moving. They're going to try to throw for it on third down. He'll try to do it himself. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. And the Vols come to the line trying to convert on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's going to fire to the left. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. They'll go to the ground. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge gain? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. To the air on first down. The screen, he's got wheels. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. They'll put it in play from the 40 on first and 10. Here's the handoff. Breaks into the open. Inside the 20 and out of bounds at the 19 on the big run.
How about that for efficiency on this offense right now? 3 plays, 3 first downs. They get that one running the football. Great vision and open field running ability. Everything they're doing right now is working. This play caller is in a rhythm.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line and a big red zone opportunity here. Second down, he'll throw it. Quarterback moving. Makes the grab. Tackle is made, but how about the toughness with this junior just standing in the fire and delivering the ball?
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made down the field.
Touchdown, Florida! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. On to attempt to try.
And it's nice to have those big tight ends down here in the red zone because they're such big targets, but they can block, or you just slip them out, find a little hole in the defense, feature them, throw it up, let them go get it. Nice job by the tight end with the catch and the touchdown.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw on first down. Moving out of the pocket. trying to make magic with his feet. Quarterback gets the first down. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it.
This guy just gives you nightmares. I mean, he's just got so much electricity. He just pulls it down and chews up yards like it's nothing. That's a quarterback. A quarterback doing that to your defense.
Defense showing blitz. Will they bail out of it? Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. The hurry up now. Second down. Clock ticking. Back to throw. Time running short in the half. Creates a little space. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. This crowd on hand trying to make sure the Gators don't back down on third down. They'll try to get the first through the air. Moves away as he feels pressure. On the move, he fires. A strike downfield. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Vols!
Really nice job on their final drive of the first half, David. Calm, cool, collected. They had balance. Excellent execution. They're going to take a lead in here at halftime.
It's so much easier to go into half with that positive momentum, that positive juice. Now we can point to what we just did. Great job taking the lead. Now you go make your halftime adjustments.
You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. And he's not going to take the touchback. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? They'll move the wide receiver. Quick pass on the jet motion. And he'll be run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Not a very productive play there.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. And a sack all the way back at the 5. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. We're just about ready to start the second half. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Now on first down from the 30.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wide receiver going in motion. Back to pass on 2nd down. He'll loft one deep down the left side. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
The Gators with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? They'll snap it from the 48 on third and short. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Turning it on! He's at the 10. Touchdown, Gator! And that one will put him up here in the second half.
Well, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in Conference USA. Vanderbilt has been almost unstoppable today offensively. Between the game plan and the play calling and the execution, it's been near perfection. They're up by 18 over Indiana. Conference USA tends to make its presence felt, and we'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Pulls and fires complete. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Wants to go up top. Bringing the heat. Trying to escape and get it himself. And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35.
And this QB, man, how about it? It's a pass play. He's dropping back to pass. He realizes it's man-to-man, and as they start to chase their guys down the field, well, nobody's got me, and I can just take off, and I've got speed. He chews up ground so easy, so frustrating for a defense to have to deal with a guy like this.
Not able to hook up there, incomplete. Second and long. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Well, the good news is he did a nice job reading the coverage. He knew exactly where to go with the football that time. Just a little bit too much on that pass. You wonder if that's just nerves. He's got to settle himself down a little bit.
The noise is deafening, trying to make sure only the Gators get out of the swamp on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they're after him. He's got the back in the middle. He stopped short of the 40, right at the 39, and it's fourth down.
Good play call on defense. Third down in that situation, you're just playing a big zone. You want everybody having their eyes on the quarterback, playing in their areas, and you want them rallying to the football. As soon as that running back caught the ball, they all came screaming in. They were able to make the tackle and now set up fourth.
On fourth down, looking for the completion. Finds a man on the left. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. The definition of four-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the first down. Nothing to worry about.
And he scurries out of bounds and wisely avoids taking the big hit.
I got to be honest. I know the defense respected this guy's running ability. I don't know, though, if they knew it was this good. He has been gashing them in this game with his legs, and already you're seeing the defense now make some adjustments to slow this guy down. They were able to get him to the ground. He's still got a couple yards, but this has got to continue for this defense. You know he is going to carry the ball.
That's caught. It's Welsh. There he goes. Rustled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws, just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Looking to pass inside the red zone. Going for 6. And it's caught! Touchdown, Tennessee! Field shrinks, tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. To the ground with the back. And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders. And the Gators moving quickly to the line. Quarterback may change this route. Second down, they'll go to the air. He's got it. He goes out of bounds across the 15 at the 16. That's a solid pickup on that one.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Pinned back in their own end, a 3rd and short from the 16. They'll move the tight end. 3rd down play from the gun. Swings it out to his running back. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down.
I don't always have to push the ball down the field. I love when QBs drop back, look at it matchups. Oh, I got my running back. I think he can get the first down. Give him the football. Let him be an athlete with the football in his hands after he catches it. Nice job by the QB. Nice job by the running back.
The Gators will have it 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. The Gators are on the move. Looking downfield on 1st down. Oh, he's got a chance. All down, and they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down. No huddle here for the offense.
And after that long completion for their 1st down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
He's got an open man. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening.
When you're throwing these comeback routes, man, the timing has got to be so good between the two of them because you know the ball is going to be in the air a long time. You can't throw it late. It's going to get picked. That time, really nice job getting it out early, and the receiver doing a nice job on his route so that the ball was...
Throws toward the end zone. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
And sometimes you see great shooters and they get on fire and they just can't miss. And that's what this QB looks like the last couple weeks, man. Just completion percentage through the roof, running the offense at an elite level. You can tell in complete control of this offense.
Oh, man, look out! They get him on the ground, and that'll that'll be the final play of this third period. That's the end of the quarter, and Tennessee has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. We open the final period with a third down play. Back has it. They make the stop, but not before the chains move and the Wildcat formation pays off.
Yeah, and it's so nice. Don't overthink it, right? Just hand it off, get the first down, new set of downs, let's go.
Snap to the back. Looking for an open area to his left. He caught it. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. On the move. Touchdown, Florida! And with that, they move out front here in the fourth.
How nice is it to know, man, late in the ball game when I need it, I can keep the football on the ground, not get super complicated, pound the rock, get in the end zone, and take the lead.
And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the fourth. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. He'll pull it down and run. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
And this is the frustration in playing man-to-man coverage. All the guys on your defense are chasing their guys. They don't have vision on the quarterback, but he is such a good athlete. He notices it, he takes off, he chews up yards, and makes a big play.
Wants to go up top on first down. Pocket breaking down. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
It's a smart decision by the quarterback, but it's a frustrating one also because you're trailing in this game and you know you've got to hit some of these throws to get back in it. But the defense is doing such a good job in coverage. Nobody's open, so you've got to throw that one away. Smart decision, but it's a tough decision to make.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. He's going to take off. Across the 40 out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move.
You just can't say enough about this quarterback and how important his legs are to their success for this season, for this game, and really for this drive. Earlier, when he called his own number, it was a big gain. He does it again. He's got the knack of just understanding when to throw it, when to take off and run. You saw it right there.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
The Vols in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Back to pass. Grabbed behind the line. It's Welch. Inside the 40. On the move at the 30. There he goes to the right. Touchdown Volunteers. And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the fourth.
And at this stage of the game in the fourth quarter, big-time players players make big plays in big games. What a great job after he secured the catch in the open field, showing off the speed, taking it to the house, and with it, his team now has the lead.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Gators sending the offense back to work. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. And he's able to shed one tackle and pick up pretty good yardage. And the Gators racing to the line in the hurry up.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. And that is why you call it a safety valve. You avoid the quarterback getting hit, and you also release the pressure that's being applied on the offense.
Defense is going to have to think about this in the future because you live and die by the blitz. It's great to try and get extra bodies getting after the quarterback, but then you risk running backs leaking out of the backfield and hurting you in the passing game.
And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. That offensive line grabbing and holding on, and they'll back up and try it again. They've put themselves in a hole to start. It's 1st and 20. He wants to change this route. Wants to go up top. Now sliding to his left. Trying to burn this defensive back. And a big play on the outside. What a job to keep those feet in bounds and get the completion.
And this offense is going to have to do more of this, right? They're going to have to be aggressive, attack the sidelines. They're going to need some big plays, trailing late in this football game, but they've also got to be smart and be mindful of the clock.
To the air on first down. Caught behind the line. It's Hart. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Love the awareness by the defense here. They're trying to get the running back the ball in space, but the defense was expecting it. They had guys in position. They located the football, and they went game time.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Gets the back moving. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Bought a little time, lets it go. They're working that left side. Knocked off his feet. Looking to help the kicker out on 3rd down. From here, it would be a 59-yard attempt. Gonna look downfield again. It's complete to the left. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business. This upset bid has been brewing since the start of the game, seemingly, and they are in a world of hurt at this moment, guys.
Yeah, keep the pedal to the floor, right? Don't let up. You've done a great job. You're the perceived underdog. You've taken control of this football game. Jesse, you got the formula right now. You got them right where you want them.
Yeah, they've thrown caution to the wind in this game, right, David? I mean, they came in knowing they'd have to take some chances and they'd have to be open and free, and it's worked to their advantage. Now's not the time to get tight if you're the underdog winning this game late.
The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. Off the play fake on 1st down. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
It's 2nd and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. Complete to the left. And they get him down.
When you're going to run a comeback route, you've got to sell like you're going deep, and that was a great job there by the receiver, really making that corner think he was running deep down the field. So we got the corner to turn his hips, turn his shoulders, and then the receiver was able to just pivot around and make it an easy pass and catch.
The Gators come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Leaves it with the back. Across the 10. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
These crucial situations you practice so much. Inside of 2 minutes, they score, they win. Defensively, how do you bow your neck? You force a turnover, force the fumble, get the ball back to your offense. They'll get me a few first downs. This one's over.
He's going to run it. Oh, he's got some space. Crosses midfield. He's at the 30. Inside the 10. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown ball.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Here we go. Motion from the wideout. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Out across the 20, they'll mark him out of bounds right at the 21-yard line.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Unloads to the wideout. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up, see if they can maybe confuse this QB?
They'll run play action. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And he makes the catch at the 25.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
The Gators come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. Second down coming. Shadow. Wants to adjust the pattern. A shot toward the end zone. Intercepted to stop the threat. Bringing it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. He'll pull it down. He's got the first down, and they did a brilliant job getting them out flanked with the wildcat. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Caught in the backfield. It's Welsh. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. Lost to fire on second down. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Finds a little space. There he goes. They're able to make the stop, but this offense